Yeah, it's like Osho said, my job is to confuse you, baby. Until you just, the mind will just go on endlessly, creating fantasies and patterns until you, it's like, so Osho said, so this is a problem with the seven. So I won't talk, it's like 4 minutes over. I'll just go a couple of minutes to the important point, just to reflect on as we leave, is this desiring, this constant discontent. And he said, the problem is not what we desire. Yeah, this is the mystic understanding. It doesn't matter if you desire playing snooker, you desire a new car, or you desire God. The problem is desiring. And you can't stop desiring, because if you stop desiring, it's a desire. You have to see through it. You have to see it. And it's like some spiritual masters will just make you push your desire to the extreme till you see through that your desire brings yet another carrot. It brings another carrot, another carrot. And whilst you have desire, it is endless. So samsara is called a cycle. The cycle just goes round. It's not going to end. But you have to see it. And you have to see the subtle ways in which you desire. But the dropping comes from the seeing, not from anything you can do. So you can try and not do anything, but we can't do it, right? The mind just keeps doing. Hopefully, in the spiritual, in the mystic environment, there's something in the words can catch you to a space beyond the words. But it's kind of what that poet Rilke was saying. You've got to feel it in your heart somehow, without the conscious mind. Because the more you think about it, then the more you desire. It's, you need words at the start until you can start. So this is where St. John of the Cross, this incredible Christian mystic, said you practice, you engage until you sense the presence of God. And he said it's like a silent voice, a quiet, soft knowing. And you have to start trusting that. So for those in the study group, we're practicing Dzogchen, we're engaging in meditations as close as possible to trusting that space that knows without thinking. And the more you can trust that, the more you're aware of when you leave it, right? When you do go into desiring God, or, and I say, I find people who practice meditation and strongly like, that you've got to get shamatha, you've got to get this, like, it's just really strong desiring. And so you need this quality of play, of exploration, say, of not judging or thinking you're knowing where you're going, but just seeing and playing, experimenting, looking. It's very different than I need to become enlightened, or you don't need to. When God wants you to wake up, you'll wake up. Yeah? So this is part of, it's God's plan. So the only thing I can do is be true to myself. And I've got to trust that being true to myself is being true to God. And we're here because we recognize that we don't know that voice fully. And as soon as you know that voice fully, you can leave. Yeah. Although, like, then you've got it. Then the Buddha Dhamma Sangha functioned. It worked. You found that voice. Of course, when you find that voice, you just love the Buddha Dhamma Sangha even more. This great disciple of Buddha, before we go, just Sariputra. And Buddha's like, right, you're a Buddha, right? You don't need to be here anymore, you know? He's like, no, but I want to be here. He's like, yeah, well, you're a Buddha, so I can't teach you, I can't tell you what. And he's like, he went, that's right, I'm a Buddha, so you can't tell me what to do anymore. I'm staying, I'm staying, so I can worship you. But eventually, like, Buddha's like, you've got to go, right? And you've got to go and help other people who aren't awakened. And he's like, he's crying. And he's going, you know, what are you crying for? And it's just, it's like the nostalgia, the sheer joy of you awakened me to my true self. I can't stop it. But then when he was off with his other disciples, he'd find out where Buddha was, because Buddha used to travel. And he'd prostrate in that direction. Like, what are you doing? Like, who are you prostrating to? I'm prostrating to my master. He's just like, didn't need him anymore. And then some mystics, when they wake up, they leave and never look back. You know, it's just, but there is no master. Yeah, that's just a projection. And it's fantastic. In the Islamic world, maybe you know, everyone bows down. And they all bow down to the Kaaba, that's it. Yeah, this big black cube in Mecca. Yeah, it's just an empty space. Yeah, everyone's bowing down to emptiness. It's just the focal point, the wheel, the hub of the wheel. The hub of your being is emptiness. And that's how all these things can manifest and unfold.